All right, guys, so today we're gonna work on the bar muscle up, and I know everyone really wants to get their first bar muscle up. So this is going to be such an incredibly important video. Now, there's a couple of things that you need to be able to get a bar muscle up. The very first thing is you need to be able to do a toes to bar of some capacity, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be all the way up, but you do need to be able to do a toes to bar. And not only that, you do need to be able to do a dip out of the bar muscle up. So even if you can catch yourself but you can't push out of it, you're gonna have a really hard time. First gonna show you what it looks like, then we're gonna break it down, okay? And I am on a short bar, so just be mindful. All right, so the main thing here is going to be this. When I am doing a bar muscle up, how I jump into it is either gonna set me up for success or I'm gonna fail. So what I'm going to think about is I'm going to think about being an arm's distance here from the bar. So the bar is right there. I'm gonna be an arm's distance right here. And so in this position, I'm gonna think about doing what we call a pike. A pike just means that I look like this, right? So my butt goes behind me, my arms reach forward and up, right? So that is essentially the very first check mark. So I'm gonna jump and pike, and this is what it's gonna look like. I'll do it again. You'll see me shoot my butt back, my arms go forward, and it's almost like I'm in a hollow position. Now, after you do the jump and pike, you then have to work on the jump and pike follow through. So I'm just gonna hold it and I'm going to continue my motion. So it's gonna look like this. So I haven't changed anything here. All I've done is I've allowed myself to hold the pike while I swing through. So I'll show you that one more time. So you'll notice here that I stay in a hollow position. Reason for that is because I need to know about the timing of when to then go into my arch. The next step is going from that hollow into the arch, and I will not go into the arch too quickly. I'll take my time to get into that arch position. So I'll now go into an arch, and then I'm gonna kind of like lose my rhythm. You'll see me lose my rhythm. Right, so there you go. My body was so ready to do something and I had to stop it. And the reason for that is because when you're going to go into the bar muscle up and I'm about to go back into my, what we call the air chair, my body's ready to get there because of that arch. Now, the next portion is what I call the air chair. And the air chair is the most critical part, second most critical part. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna find this air chair. Now, it's kind of like a knees to elbows, not quite to the extent of touching. So I'm gonna do everything that I just did. Jump and pike. I'm gonna then go into my arch, then I'm gonna find my air chair. So, how many times have you been told to do a hips to bar? A hips to bar is very different to an air chair. So you saw what I just did with my air chair, and from the side I actually look like I'm sitting in a chair. I'm going to show you what a hips to bar looks like. Okay, so instantly throws me off. It doesn't work. And the reason why it doesn't work is because where did my feet go? Straight down to the ground. With an air chair, my feet go straight out this way. And that's really where the difference lies. So yes, you do want to go a hips to bar, but it's not the same. You want to focus more on kicking. So now I'm going to kick out of my air chair. And when I kick out of my air chair, there's only one way to go, and that's going to be out of the above the bar. So I will show you what it looks like. So hollow arch, air chair, kick, and I'm now here. And that is how you progress yourself. If you don't kick, then you're not going to be able to do this. So I now want to give you some progressions, because a lot of the time people don't necessarily work on the progressions. So to find the air chair, what you're going to do is you're actually going to lay down on the ground and you're going to be in this position and you're going to just practice the kick. So if I kick, I start to scoot my body up. You can see me kind of moving away from you. So now I'm going to incorporate that knees in, then aggressively bringing my hips up, just like that. So this position is going to be what helps me build that mind to muscle activation pattern of what needs to happen. I kick away and then my hips will come up. And that's what's going to help me transition to up over the bar. So when we come into it, so many people also use a box. And so when they're using a box for a bar muscle up, the problem is where am I kicking? I'm kicking straight down. So transitioning this to a regular bar muscle up, you're probably not going to find yourself getting a bar muscle up anytime soon because you're kicking down. There's no practice kicking forward. You have to kick this way. If you don't kick this way, you are never going to get the bar muscle up. So how do we do it if we always use a box? You have to start moving away from the box and start using bands. And I don't love bands, but it's better, and it kind of can resonate a little bit closer with it. So we're going to try and use the band to try and find the air chair. And when we do this, it's a different variation to probably what you're used to. So what you'll do is you'll get the band locked in here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my foot in the band. Now, I'm actually going to find my air chair. So it's right here. Now, you can get both feet in. So air chair is here, and I'm just going to practice that kicking. See how I'm kicking away from me? As I kick away, where do my hips go? They go up. So that's where I can kind of get the idea of what the air chair feels like, and the band's giving me feedback. So I'm going to try and practice going all the way back. Jump and pike, follow through, jump, pike, find your arch, then air chair, then kick, and over the bar you go. So we're going to practice that today.